Okay, good morning, guys. Good morning. A few things to, but number one, we went over this yesterday. And so we did speak about this zone right here, roughly. That if we hold underneath this zone, if we don't reverse back, and we build a base underneath this zone right here, that means there's no bounce here. There are people who try to buy the bounce here for rally and whatnot. Despite all the warnings in MSL, regarding VIX, regarding the option pricings, but some choose not to listen to it, and you cannot do much. Buying calls in this environment, if you have a small account and you're holding calls in hopes for a Vanna rally or anything, and you're trying to catch the bottom, you're likely going to get screwed. All right, we've been repeating this to you in pre and post market. During the day, we always let you guys know. And some of you guys are buying calls, not posting the room. We know that, but it's human psychology. Some people can only play to the upside, and if you're still trying to catch the dip and you're trying to be early, you're gonna get smacked down. This market, it's not gonna. This market is not gonna think about your emotions or what you think, right? So if you tried buying calls on this dip that on where 4,000, let's buy it, and you're holding them overnight, well, guess what? They only gave a bounce of 30-40 points to the upside towards 40-50. Nothing much. Didn't even add much premium, and they brought it right under 4,000 in one day now. All right. Another thing that I want to go over is bonds, right? UB. Now this I went over this a few days ago. I'll go over one more time. Bonds, on the other hand, for the last 4 days have been absolutely strong. Why? Right? Why? So this correlation you guys need to understand, because there's some money being shifted from the stock market into the bond market, which is the safety those investors think, and that might also not last for too long. All right. So I'm gonna send you guys one chart today. Just have to look for it, and you guys can look at some cycles that happened in the markets. All right. Now the next zone that very likely after this build up is this right here, all the way towards 3,700, and our put wall happens to be at 3,700 now. Right. Those charts are updated from spot gamma. So 3,700, and then below this, our next zone will be right here. Now, is this gonna go straight down? Unless something bad happens, then it can just continue going down straight. I have no idea. Right? Has it happened in the past? Yes, it has happened in the past when the indices just went straight down and nobody believed they would go straight down, and people just wanted to buy the dip. The recent best example is Luna, right? Ugly. So I don't know what to say, but like that's just crazy with what's happening in the crypto world. All right, but now our goal here should be, like, if you want to buy options to the downside, it's very hard to buy options to the downside here with VIX so high, because they're so expensive. One green day will take away a lot of premium from those options. So now if we happen to retest these levels right here, roughly this zone up near 4,000 or even 4,000, it will be a good time to add small puts. But you got to keep in mind, if the rally is violent, we can go all the way towards 4,300. All right, make sure you guys know this upside target. When you enter puts on a retest right here, all right, it can do this and then go absolutely through. All right, this is possible with VIX so high. Okay, make sure you guys understand this. But this will be a good scaling level, right? 4,300 will be, I think, one of the best levels, right? High potential. But again, let's see. But for now, we just need to let's see what happens today. Today can be brutal. It can be very ugly, because the one thing that we've been speaking about is under 4,000 hold. So 4,000 and under hold is not good. Move to downside will accelerate. All right. Excuse my spelling. Accelerate. Okay. All right. Move to downside will accelerate. All right. So let's see how this plays out. Last week Thursday was very bad, right? It was very, very bad. What happens today? Let's find out. This was last Thursday, if you forgot, 5th of May, right? And now today, can we have a same big red day to a downside? I have no idea, but today can be brutal, and there are no SPX options expiring today, right? So that's actually a good thing, because premium will be held. If you're on the wrong side, you can exit quickly, right? But under 4,000, the pressure is built, and we might get a big sell-off today, which is possible. All right. Vanna rally, I still don't have any signs of Vanna rally yet. So if we do get a green day, let's see why we'll get it. I will have to look at the flow. But for now, make sure you guys keep your options open. And going on the monthly, Goldman Sachs sent one chart yesterday on the monthly, and it was a clear indication that he was pointing to downside, even though he did not say the direction. But this where he pointed, this is the zone that he was trying to compare with this right here, right? And from here, I see downside. I don't see any upside. So it's possible that we might consolidate here for some time, and then we might take a dip on the monthly basis, and we finally hit this monthly support, which is roughly at 3,200. So 3200 is the monthly support which I'm looking at. Now this is not a daily or a weekly action. This might take many months to play out, or maybe they might just sell it off in a month or two. I have no idea. All right, but in this market, if we get this sideways market, make sure you're prepared to trade this. This is going to require a lot of work, a lot of research, and understanding bonds, rates, and the dollar, right? You might even have to look at some other foreign exchanges to understand what the funds are shifting in order to find out these moves. Okay, so this will be very critical, very important. And then one chart that I do want to go over is BTC USDT Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the monthly, we already know that on the weekly is very bad. On the we give me 100. Oh, thank you. So my mom gave me a smoothie. But on the weekly on Bitcoin, we do have this 200 MA right on the monthly. So sorry, on the weekly. Sorry guys, my mom just made me shift my momentum. But this first weekly support that we have at 20,000. Now the question here is, Bitcoin has always gone up from any crazy dip. Any crazy dip, Bitcoin has always reversed up. What happens this time? But this time scenario seems to be different. Fundamentals need to be involved. They say buy when there's fear. I will be buying because the fear is building up. I will be buying Amazon. I will be buying Google. I will be buying Apple. I will be buying Tesla in the 500s, right? And then after 500s, Tesla, my next scale in will be in the 300s. And some of you guys will be shocked here in 300s. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's something I understand can happen, right? So Bitcoin, this 20K support has to hold. But if this thing starts holding under 20K right now looks very reasonable. I think we should visit it, right? It will be a good healthy pullback, I think, I guess, given the market conditions. But under 20K, if this thing builds up, expect 10,000 and expect $1,000 on Bitcoin. All right, under 20K, I will tell you guys right now, expect 10K and expect 1,000 also, right? So just have this in mind. I'm not trying to scare nobody. Don't take my comments too seriously. Maybe we see 100,000 first, right? I have no idea. Okay. But for now, the levels are broken. So to the downside, 20K seems likely given the market conditions and the way they sold off Luna USDT, and this is having an effect on the stock market. Hey, it's at 2 cents. Holy shit. Oh my god. LB, I hope you stopped out. This is at 2 cents. Okay, this is crazy. So this money, what's happening here with liquidations, I think LB he explained it to you guys on voice chat what's happening here and where the money is going. Margin calls, liquidations, this is getting very complex. Like, we understand it, but to explain, I think we need more time. But I'm gonna move on from this chart. Next we have Bros. LB absolutely nailed this chart yesterday right in the morning, right? He absolutely nailed it, 1000%. By the way, if you caught this move, guys, he bought this Bros right here, roughly around these levels, right? This is where he bought it exactly, from what I remember, his entry at these levels, right? We had a little upside, but I think he still managed it pretty well. And then now after hours, he scaled out, he locked in his profits. And when you lock in your profits and your position is free, you can let them ride. And now I'm just going to do the math here quickly for you guys, so you guys understand the power of free positions. Let's say a person buys 10 contracts. They were bought for $1,300 at 130 each. Okay, at 130 each. Let's say even if you scale out 8 contracts, you lock in total of, I don't know, I'm not sure how much you guys locked in. I think I saw 100% somewhere in the comments yesterday. I had to leave, but let's say you lock in $2,500 overall, or even 2,000. Let's say you hold lock in $2,000 in 8 contracts, but you hold 2 contracts. These 2 contracts today at the open will be worth $1,500 per contract. That's $3,000 contract. These 2 contracts alone will give you more than what this entire 8 contracts gave you in overall. This is the power of a free position, right? When multi-baggers happen. So overall, this position, you guys should end up locking 400, 500% even after scaling up, right? So Bros absolutely nailed it. Congrats, LB, what an amazing play. I wish I jumped on with you on this one, right? And next I have VIX also. I want to go over. Some of you guys are comparing the VIX chart. VIX, you don't need to draw any trend lines on VIX chart. You don't need to draw any pattern. That's not how VIX works. You cannot draw any patterns on VIX. You can only see the price action on it. The only thing evident here is that we're holding above 30 for some time, and a major event is likely to take place if this continues. And when that happens, SPX will take another big dive. That can happen any day now if it keeps holding above these levels. All right, and if it cools down and SPX does not move, must stay sideways, then prepare for something even worse. Okay, so we might as well have VIX rise towards 40s, let the capitulation happen, let the markets dive, let the VIX reset, the new levels reset in the coming 1-2 months, and then we move on. All right, and okay, so LB says he stopped at Luna. Good job. He's very good at managing. You gotta have fast fingers, right? And then another stock that was a key yesterday was Apple, right? Apple breaker 150 was the biggest key, and Apple I have my zones drawn already, I guess, from before. On this, I'm expecting these levels. First scaling will be in the 140s, but here I'll be very careful. But this is the most attractive zone I see, which is roughly up in 125, 120. All right, I think this is very possible to happen in the coming months. I really think it's possible. Believe it or not, I think it's possible. And my next equity scale pickup will be Tesla. Tesla, this zone right here, I'm expecting. This will be the first one. This will be my first scale in. Yes, I will buy equity here. And my next scale in will be, where's my zone? My next scale in will be all the way right here. Man, some of you guys are gonna hate me after this. This right here, 300 zone on Tesla. This will be my next scale in. And then for many, and if the stock does come here, the stock is done for 2-3 years, but eventually I think it's gonna pay. The rewards will be there. Okay. And guys, another thing I do wanna cover is, okay, selling flows and hedges in this market on SPX that we saw. So in SPX, what we saw, this is very important. Listen to this very carefully. G Money, this is something that you want to understand since you watch flows. On this big downside, we were not seeing too much puts being put in. There was put buying, but we did not see a too big of an increase on puts. Usually when too many puts are put on, that means the market is well hedged. All right, they're not selling their stock, they're keeping their stock, but they're buying puts as protection to if worst case scenario something happens. Here puts were not being bought in those big numbers. So what they did, they started selling the equity straight, like Apple, Amazon, Google. They just started selling the stock. So they don't need to buy puts for that protection, the big funds. All right. So understand the flow sometimes why it may matter. So that was a good indication. G Money, next time if the market is weak, not enough puts are buying on, and we are in this type of scenario with high inflation, something like this. This is only in play once every decade or something, and we're in that time right now. This is when those things will matter. All right, hedges are completely different. Buying and then comes the big call blocks, right, which give us a certain lead or something that's about to happen, right, and so on and so on. All right, and with this, guys, I think I'll end it. Manager size, Beyond also got killed. I had a few more things to cover, but anyways, we'll save that for voice chat. And Fever, no, sorry, Bros, 1000%. Congrats, lock it in. We'll see you guys back in the chat.